topics and opinions expressed on the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4WN Radio.
Welcome to my radio and TV show, Debi Changes Lives. I'm Debi, your certified holistic health coach. I revitalize people's lives by helping them identify the root causes of their health issues and create a custom, natural, holistic strategy in the areas of mind, body, and soul. As a health coach, I'm not allowed to say that I heal, treat, cure, prevent, or diagnose any diseases. I can certainly make your body more efficient by reducing symptoms. You'll feel better, be more productive, and enjoy life more. Very few people have been able to release weight, 70 pounds, and have a health transformation or they're kept their fitness for over a decade. I have, and I am remaining strong. And what's great is I also became a half marathon runner, all because mindset is a key for lasting change. And as a certified holistic health coach, I revitalize people's lives in many areas of health and mindset. I guide you to clean, toxic-free foods and high-quality essential nutrients. And my coaching is for optimizing your health, releasing weight efficiently if needed, and enhancing your mindset. You'll see and feel the differences with my coaching programs. Ask me about my programs on my complimentary consultation button at my link tree, which is at Debi Changes Lives, DebiChangesLives as in victory, es.com/linktree, LINKTREE, and I'll guide you to a better health. With my mindset coaching, I do help people release stress, reduce emotions, and entanglements from the past. And if my clients have pets, I often have them give some pets some quality time because they give some great unconditional love, and they do help you release stress. I truly believe that we and our pets have a symbiotic relationship. And many people don't know this. I revitalize pet lives too, and you can contact me through my consultation button. Today, I have Jane Frey, an advanced energy master. She is known for her unique body, mind, and spirit innovations. Aligning energy brings you into an inner stillness, wisdom, and harmony that she calls the Wonder Zone. I just love that. Our pets are important members of our family, and they offer us so much love and caring. We as humans in the family can support them and align with them on an energetic level that is interesting, fun, and playful. The benefits of a happy pet and your mind at ease with energy alignment helps them to relax, heal with new vitality. In my opinion, as well as Jane's, our pets helps us capture our happiness and relaxation as well. So today, we'll be talking about energy alignment and healing for our pets. Let's welcome Jane Frey, an advanced energy master. Jane, welcome to my show.
Hi, Debi. I'm glad to be here today.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here too. So thanks for being here. And let's start off with some questions. What are some interesting things that you experience working with a pet and your clients?
Well, I find that when there's pets around, they are always involved in whatever energy work is happening, whether I'm doing a session with one of the adults or children or working directly on the pet. And I think they are, like you say, such an integral part of our families, and they're doing a lot of energetic clearing work for us already. And we don't really recognize this. It's not well understood. And yet it plays out when we're working energetically. We can see how they become very activated when the energy is high, and when things are settled at the end of the session, our pets are so calm. They're helping to ground us, and it's a win-win-win for everyone.
Yes, it is. And if you saw that picture of my cat, his name is Rocky.
I did. Yeah, that's beautiful. And I love that, petting your cat, really, that is smoothing their energy. And, they benefit so much from that. And so do we.
Yeah, we do. And, when I broke my foot originally, he was so concerned about me. And he would come up very gingerly and come next to me and just start purring and purring and purring. Yeah. And he was like my little, nursemaid. I guess I don't know if nursemaid is the right way to put it. But he was like checking in on me like a little nurse. Yeah. So
did he I have a question. Did he ever put his paws right on your foot or right on an area of your body to support you?
Well, he was avoiding, because I had to wear a boot for for a while. I had to be on a scooter. So he was avoiding that boot, but he would come up and he always would, lick my hand and make me feel better. And he's a very affectionate cat. I just love him. He's
That's amazing. Yeah, isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, and I've had another cat just like him many years ago. So it's kind of like I'm really blessed to have two cats that were like that with me.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Now, when it comes to energy healing techniques for pets, is it safe?
It is absolutely safe. And our pets really live in a world of energy. They don't have restrictions that we do as human beings of language and misunderstandings. They're just so purely in the energetic field. And their energy field is very much aligned, similar to a human energy field, a bioenergy field. And they have chakras and an auric field similar to ours. So it's very possible and very safe to actually support them. We have natural healing tendencies. Our energy is always trying to move into alignment. And so we can support that for our pets quite easily and actually with quite rapid responses usually, because they are highly attuned to energy already.
Yeah, they are. And I recently heard that horses are highly in tune to human energy as well. They can actually align with people's, heart rhythm.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's actually quite well documented. It has a very calming effect, and the benefits for the humans that they work with. I've had the pleasure of working with several people that do specific healing work with horses and with animals. And in my training, we did therapies with large animals, which would be horses mainly, and small animals. So cats and dogs and pets and all animals. Yeah, it's an amazing thing.
And it's also amazing. They can actually know the presence of humans from miles away. I mean, that's really amazing.
Yeah.
And that's probably because they want to preserve their freedom.
Well, and because they're just in the world of energy, they're so attuned to that. They haven't shut off their energy or become, disconnected in any way from that sensitivity. We as humans actually have that ability as well. And if you're praying or if you're sending love to someone across the world, they might be thousands of miles away and they receive that. And I have many clients I work with all over the world that have a tangible experience of that shift of energy that they can feel in their energy system. So this is actually available for all of us. It's really happening already.
Oh, the shift of energy, my cat, I'm going to go back to Rocky. He's pretty darn amazing. When it gets to be like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night, he starts coming into my office. Meow. It's time to, go to bed.
Maybe sharing with you, it's time for you to rest, right? Giving you that little reminder and supporting you.
Yeah, that's what he does. I mean, he's the only cat that's ever really done that. But it's so interesting. And he just leads the way. It's like, he just walks in front of me and leads the way.
That's beautiful. I just love hearing that.
And, I do spend like, over an hour or so. I meditate and I play some music and things like that. And he knows when I change music, he comes up and then he sits on my bed and gets some attention. And he just knows my routine really well.
They are reading your energy. Yes, they are reading your energy and working with you and supporting you all the time.
Yeah, they're just, animals are so smart. I mean, I also have a parrot that you saw on that slide, and they're just so smart. They just know. And, leaving them, for a trip, I took your advice, where I would tell them, and this actually made things smoother. I'll say, "Oh, like 2 moons and I'll be back."
Yes, because they communicate in images. That's really effective for them. They really understand the message you're giving them.
Yeah, and he became less nervous. He became more, acceptive of us leaving.
That's wonderful.
And I would pet him because he used to hide, and then he doesn't anymore because I'm the one that can get him out from hiding just by my voice. But I would pet him. It's a routine. I'll pet him, saying just 2 minutes and I'll be back. And then he was okay when I got home. And yeah, he's vocal. Glad you're home.
And that's good, right? That's their celebration. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Now, when you do energy techniques, when done on Zoom, on the phone, how's it work remotely like that?
Like we were talking about earlier, this ability to sense energy from distant places. It's a skill that we can develop, but it's available for everyone. And I can actually bring your energy or your pet's energy into my sensory system and experience it just like we were really present with each other. And it allows me to assess energy, to see where there might be any areas of congestion, where there can be some support. Sometimes we need to have some reconnective or kind of structural repair work that can be done energetically, because we actually do not need the physical body to do that work. It's all on the etheric realm, which makes it really beautiful and highly accessible. So it's really fascinating to work this way with Zoom or working on the phone. And I have many clients that just ask me to check in when I feel them calling, and I send them a note and say, yeah, this is what I found. And they're like, yeah, that's really what was happening, and I needed that. So it's really it's like a whole other world that we get to experience and play with. And it's just so full of wonder. And there's a little bit of mystique about it. It's just a little bit mysterious. We don't have all the answers and we don't know everything about it. But this alignment that is so much greater than our own personal alignment, it involves, our community, our family, and really, astronomically speaking, the whole universe is involved in that alignment. Things are very synchronous, and the energy wants to align, so it's really willing to have that support.
Yes, and it's interesting right now here in California. We've had more earthquakes, and they're not, some were a little bit bigger, some were just tremors, than ever before this year. So there's something going on with the earth. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And we have this weather phenomenon going on as well with the storms.
Yeah. So we want to be just really engaging that energetically and holding peace and calmness and, really allowing ourselves to be at peace within ourselves and, do whatever we can on this personal level to remain calm and have that healing, synchronous presence to allow things to work out for their highest good.
Yeah. A lot of people are pretty amazed. I've been on calls like, oh, we just had an earthquake because they see it happening. It's like, That's because I've lived here in California my whole entire life, and I've been through some big ones.
Yeah.
But, the energy shift in the earth, the energy shift in the universe, the energy shift in ourselves. Can you explain that image that you have behind you?
Oh, yeah. This image is actually a digital image of the energy of a cell. And I was so fascinated when I looked at it because I'm like, yeah, that is like an image of the universe. It's got stars and comets and spirals and, beautiful luminous colors. And this radiance that is in the center is so compelling for me because to me, inside of us, we have this still beautiful space that is what I call the wonder zone you alluded to earlier. When we live from that place of radiance where we're really truly who we are and we bring that into our family, into our work that we do, into our business if we're an entrepreneur, it just shifts everything into this higher intention and brings this flow of really high vibrational energy through us. So not only does it feel magnificent within us, it has this creative energy. And yes, this is actually the energy that we have inside ourselves. Yeah. You can see this radiance on people when they're happy and their skin is glowing, and on children when they're playing and they're full of exuberant energy. It is this radiant energy that they're expressing.
Yeah, exactly. And, it's interesting. Many years ago, my brother was into photographing auras.
Nice.
That's showing energy, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, that's like really in photography, which will show like the outline of a leaf, for example. And it's interesting because if there's damage on the leaf, you can still see the energy pattern of the healed leaf there. And so it's really a foundational piece for healing is that the energy is still there supporting the wellness. So we want to support that regeneration and that reconnection to that energy to bring wellness and to reduce pain and ease that congestion.
Yeah, and that's why bringing in the inner stillness that you talked about, understanding with the wisdom brings harmony to your body.
Yes.
That's why I love what you said about the wonder zone. And I help people bring in the ease, by releasing that stress, by releasing the emotional mindset. Because emotions are very, low emotions like frustration, doubt, and anger or fear. They really tank you. It's almost like you're wearing. I'm a scuba diver. It's almost like you're wearing extra weight, and you end up sinking down into the ocean. And that's why you need to release that weight and float up.
That is a really good example. Yeah, what a good example of that. Because when we move into the energy that is in an emotional frequency that is higher, a higher vibrational space like joy or happiness, it is a light energy and it has that exuberant, vibrant quality that is really tangible for us. And our ability to manage our life and to deal with any kind of issues that might be presenting themselves at the time is so much greater because we have so much more energy available.
Yes, we do. And our pets have it too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sometimes they're just having fun running down the hall. Boom, boom, boom.
Well, and they know what to do with their energy.
In their body, right?
Yeah, if it needs to be expressed, they are expressing it, right? If they need to rest, they just rest. If they need to run, they run. They're playful and they just bring so much fun and so much energy to our world. And they're so lovely with children because they're helping to regulate the energy of everybody in your family and helping to regulate your whole family's energy as well. So they really are a wonderful addition to a family.
They are. And I've been talking about a cat. I do love dogs too, because they get goofy. But they just love that run. Let's go.
Yeah. And they know how to love unconditionally, honestly.
They really do. Dogs are wonderful.
They
too.
are there for you 100%. And that's a wonderful gift. That's a wonderful gift.
So, take care of your animals because they can live a long time. And I've been able to do that, with even animals that have been supposed to pass away a lot sooner. I mean, I had a cat with epilepsy who would go into seizures with a full moon and a new moon.
Yeah.
And he lived 16 years.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah.
So if you take care of your animals, they will live a long time. And, when it comes to animals and energy alignment, when they have injuries, how does that work? How do they respond to it?
I have a couple of really good examples, and one was a dog that I worked with, and I did this work remotely or by distance as well. And it had injured its hind leg and was unable to put any weight on that hind leg, so it couldn't go upstairs, for example. It had a lot of trouble mobilizing and balancing. And this had been about 6 weeks. They had gone to the vet, and they weren't sure how they could repair this injury. And so finally, then I was invited to check in and did some energetic repair work on that energy system that was affecting the leg. And soon after that, the dog started putting weight on that hind leg and actually recovered its mobility completely. So that was a wonderful story of how that wonderful pet's quality of life was improved by having that energetic support to bring that into place. And another one is a cat that I recently worked with that had been diagnosed with a rare form of cancer. So there was a lot of anxiety with the family and fear and just the stress of managing this and, not being able to communicate with language with our pet becomes a hindrance at that time. And working energetically to support the pet initially and to help the family develop a different perspective of the situation was really pivotal. And everybody, the pet, the family, calmed down. And again, the quality of life that they're experiencing now is so much richer as a result of that.
Yeah, because they are empathetic, right? So they're absorbing that negative emotional set, and you just need to just be loving and kind and help and comfort them during those times. I mean, that's pretty much what I was doing with my cat. It's like, oh, there's gonna be a full moon.
And then if you're able to actually energetically support them, it's actually very profound, just like it is with humans. They are very receptive to that support.
I don't know if I was, but maybe I was without even knowing. Maybe people are without knowing. And
yes, I think so. Yeah. And especially considering the work that you do, right? And the awareness that you hold.
Thank you. Thank you. I know when my first cat, his name was Patches, was passing away, I was actually working at NAB, a different career, demonstrating video equipment. And my husband called me, you better come home. So I came home, and he wasn't doing well. He couldn't get up. And I said, it's okay. This is your time. I got teary-eyed, And
it's
what
emotional, for sure.
It's emotional. He said he put his little paw around my finger and wrapped it around.
Ah, yeah.
And he passed. But my whole point, he waited for me.
Yeah.
He waited for me to
come. Final expression of love for you and connection.
Yes, and
that's beautiful.
He was very, it was hard to get another cat, but I did. And she had her own issues too. But I'm really blessed to have my cat Rocky. And I noticed things weren't going well with him because he was licking his fur off. And I would take him to the vet, and I said, he's in pain. And so the vet did the x-ray. I don't think she did an x-ray right away. She said, oh, well, let's just put him on a new diet. And then I went back And so we put him on the new diet. And I said, this diet's not helping. He's not wanting to eat it. And so I decided to put apple cider vinegar in his water. And I guess she did diagnose he had a bladder stone. And that's why he had to be on a new diet.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, okay. And she said that it would have to be surgery if we couldn't get it to go away. Well, the cat wasn't eating the food. So I started putting apple cider vinegar water in his, just a drop or two in his water bowl. And when we went back, and I'm telling you, he doesn't like this food. And she said, it disappeared. The stone disappeared. What did you do? And I said, I put apple cider vinegar water, into the water, into the water. And she said, I should have thought about that. I was about to shoot her. I'm sorry. Because, you don't want to have excess surgery because that's bringing in, more bacteria and things like that into the body system that they have to heal from.
Yeah.
And if you can do something.
Yeah. Anytime that we can do a non-invasive procedure is the way to go. And my career has been in pharmacy, so there's lots of interventional things that happen in our medical fields. And so we have this great opportunity to do an intervention that is not invasive like a surgery. And so it can be really helpful to use all of those resources. We want to access all of our best resources to make sure that there's a good outcome. So that's really wonderful that worked for your pet.
That worked. And, I also found something for hairballs that was natural. So it was like, and then this one client of mine, she actually wrote a testimonial about it on my website. But my whole point is that you can find things for any animal. I found something for my tortoise, which you saw there. His name is Stone. He wasn't eating. So we soaked him in some plant-derived minerals, and then he started eating. And that kind of revived him and gave him some natural, these minerals come from a plant source like the dinosaurs. And so he just made him feel better. And then I used plant-derived minerals on my bird. When she had a sty in her eye, she looked like a pirate with her eye closed. And that over time got better too. So you just don't know what these natural approaches, whether it's energy healing like you do, Jane, or what, nutritional with me, and also how you envelop the love, the positive, because love is a very high vibrational energy source. It's a high, and it's so important for these animals, and that's why they resonate with us, and that's why they stay with us, because they know it's not just food that they're getting, right?
Yeah, it's all highly intentional. It's the things that are going on for us are not random at all. There's a very synchronous meaning to everything that is unfolding, I believe.
Oh yes, it is. And we've been associated with animals for centuries.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of sounds sad, but Egyptians would bury their animals with them. I'm sorry, but it's like I don't know how. I don't want to know, but that was such a sacred part of their life. And they
the soul of your pet is as significant as the soul of your human beings, and the nature even of our natural environment, our trees and our plants and the earth and the mountains and water. There's a profound energy signature to every single aspect of living, and we have the ability to engage with it directly, and it is supporting us all the time, even if we're not aware. It is just still there, and all of our body systems have their own energy signature as well, and that's what allows us to really do highly refined work to support the energy.
Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of energetic creativity a lot that gets me through And I ended up like downloading this stuff, doing a whole bunch of things, writing articles, doing blog posts, doing, I do a whole bunch of stuff. Even editing. That's where where I came from before I had my son. And it's just, the creativity is also something that brings up the emotional mindset and makes you feel more fulfilled,
Yeah. And that's when you're in alignment with your gift. That is really part of that Wonder Zone energy. This living from that radiant part of us is to be able to express those creative gifts that each of us have. Everyone gets to be in their gift and their full expression. Yeah.
Exactly. And I feel so more natural now doing my podcast. At the beginning, I wasn't used to being in front of the camera because I was a person behind everything. I was behind the scenes. And it was just it's a completely different experience. But I am a lot more comfortable with it now than I have in the past.
I can see that. Yes, it's really lovely. And you're reaching so many people and serving in such a high level, being able to share the information that you share.
We're supposed to be sharing this information. And, I love to hear about your international award for innovative work with energy. Please tell us more about it.
Yes, that was very interesting and actually exciting for me. And one of my gifts, I guess, if I can call it that, is the tangible nature of how I feel and understand energy. And at the time, there wasn't a lot of talk about the collective energy. I wasn't really finding a lot of information about it that related to the work that I was doing, but I was able to document an energy system that we have actually in our body that holds that collective energy. And it's the paradigm energy, which is the energy that we basically live in, the assumptions that we assume to be true. We live as if they are true, even if they're actually not true. Something will happen and we'll start to think, yeah, I don't think that's actually correct, or I don't want to feel that way, or this isn't what I believe. This is all held in an energy system that I call crystal consciousness. Okay. And it is actually not working with crystals, but it is a frequency, a crystalline frequency that we carry in our energy that allows us to start to interact through our own recognition and participation in those collective understandings that allows that to shift for our own personal resourcefulness, but overall will actually also shift some of those bigger paradigms that we all live by. And we see paradigms that we experience in ourselves and in our families, in governments and in medical systems and in educational systems. And it's really like an understood or something that is felt to be true, or it must be this way, or this is the only way that it can be. And really all of it is subject to movement through our own understanding of our participation in it. So it's been a really amazing area to work in with people and with organizations, to look at that culture, the culture they hold and how it is supporting them, or maybe needs to be shifted a little bit, or maybe they want to elevate it to a different frequency. We can work on that energetically.
So you're using culture as a paradigm, or is there other specific things that you can explain?
Well, it might be an example, like for myself, born in Canada. I'm from Canada. You're raised in this family. The family has this certain belief structure. And then at some point you're like, oh, not every family is like my family. Like your world becomes your assumption that that's what life is like. Or maybe the community you live in, that is the assumption that the world is like this. And then when you travel, you discover that different parts of the world have different cultures, different norms that they work by, different belief systems, perhaps. Yeah. And it starts to challenge all of those things. And then you're kind of opened up to like, well, what is it that I believe? And it's through our own lack of awareness, we actually continue to perpetuate some of these unhealthy or be less than optimal systems that are running in our world, some of them are ready to shift, and they're starting to shift. And we can support that by our own creativity, our own openness to see what's possible and really move into that higher win-win-win energy where it's not only good for us, but it's good for everyone. It's good for our family, good for our community, and everyone benefits. Environment will benefit, our whole systematic way of living will benefit. So there's all of these layers in this holographic universe. You know, what we have in ourselves appears also in these other systems, and that's on the paradigm energy.
Okay. So, you know, it's interesting, you know, having shifts, no one should be, you know, scared of. Riding with the ship and being in the flow is important. And I know that when I work with my clients with their core beliefs, and some people are very resistant. And I'm like, well, you're resistant for a reason, but is this benefiting you? And let's try to find something a little bit different that will benefit you better. And but you do have to work with people with their core beliefs, because that's where they get stuck. It's just like, and the stuckness is due to some kind of emotional fear or something going on. That's a low vibrational energy that needs to be released. Don't you agree?
And that could well appear, you know, in an assessment of energy and doing some energetic support. It could well appear there, and that would be a wonderful support for working with that as well. Some of the paradigm work that I've done has been around family healing, and I will have this, you know, experience maybe with a family where there's been this opening up and this improvement in communication. And, you know, this is happening in this one singular situation. And then within maybe a few days or a week, I'll be hearing someone reflect exactly the same kind of a story unfolding for a different family or a different community. And so it lands in a particular space, but it becomes available for everyone. And that allows this creative expansion to happen for people.
Yeah, that's maybe why I'm becoming very creative lately.
Yeah. And isn't that fabulous? Yes.
Yeah, you know, because I have this desire to share information and getting it out there, and I do it in different mediums. So it's interesting, you know, how and some mediums may not be my favorite medium, but I still do it. So that I can just make sure people know about things that they can help improve their lives, and that there are possibilities, because with you, you're really making possibilities when they start understanding what you do for them with your, you know, energetic mastering alignment with them. So,
and yeah, I want people to know, because there's a little bit of sometimes either a misunderstanding or even a little bit of fear about exploring energetically what might be happening. And, you know, I really want people to know that energy and working energetically is so completely natural. It is just simply part of who we are. And we live in a world of energy. And it's the missing piece of our healthcare, where we understand to support ourselves physically and emotionally and mentally and spiritually, and on a soul level, we have some understanding of that as well. It's growing more and more. And the foundation of all of these pieces is energetic and vibrational. And so it's a wonderful place to explore. It's a very expansive, lovely place for people to explore and discover who they are and what their energy is like. And people can learn what their energy feels like and support themselves energetically to be in alignment and to stay in their wonder zone. It really can be life-changing.
Yes, it is. And I know you've been able to do this, you said you grew up with energy awareness, but I only have a certain amount of time left to talk with you. Could you make that brief, and then we'll talk about your offer?
Sure. Yes. Well, and again, it's like as we're growing up as children, we just think everybody is like this. So I had always this tangible sense of energy and an awareness of energy that was happening around, the people that I was with or in the community and the things that were going on. And I didn't understand that was something different until actually I was much older and got introduced to the study of Reiki energy, which was my beginning in energy studies. And it was like, oh yeah, then my whole life started to make sense on that level. And, it would be like the awareness that how come some people that appear to be quite frail and unwell are actually healthier than some of these other people that appear to be physically well, but they're really, having some challenges, right? This kind of thing. I was highly aware of that even as a small child.
Wow.
And, so there'd be interesting conversations, and like in your peer group, that's not a common conversation that you can have. So I had many friends that were a few years older than me, and it's been interesting, like all the way along. It's been very, very interesting because of that. And then learning the skills and the languaging around energy actually allowed me to express that and tap into extending that into, these awarenesses of these other energy systems that I now work with that really are foundational for our wellness.
And what's really wonderful is you have two offers for the audience today. So could you briefly describe, because I have to do some things toward the end of the show.
Absolutely. Yes. So my first offer for people is for them to enjoy a 30-minute complimentary revitalizer session. This includes an energy assessment and personal balancing. So people could let me know if they would like to either have one for themselves or one for their pet by emailing me at wellness.ewc@gmail.com. And the other one that I have available is a complimentary 10-minute balancing meditation. And the link for that is https://bit.ly/birch tree meditation, all one word.
Okay, great. Well, I do need to wrap up the show. Please stick around for closing remarks, and I will have you a guest again if you want to be one.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, this was lovely, Debbie.
A great time. So let's see if we can get some closing remarks. Remember, I revitalize people's lives in many different areas of health and mindset. I do help correct your gut and give you mental clarity. I guide you to clean toxic foods and high quality essential nutrients that will reduce symptoms. You'll feel better and possibly lose weight. With my mindset coaching, I help you release stress, reduce emotions, and entanglements from the past. Now, your mindset will be enhanced, and with my health and weight release coaching, your body will be more efficient. And once you go to my link tree, which is debbichangeslives.com/linktree, select the consultation button. You get to know me, I get to know you, and I'll guide you to optimum health. And it begins with 1 or 2 assessments. The first one is a health evaluation, which is on the next slide, which is complimentary, where you get to rate your systems in the last 30 days in 4 categories of health. You'll be able to have some questions repeat, but you'll get a health score. I do review it with you. If you move forward with my services, you'll get a custom program. I also have 2 different body Zyto scans. I prefer to do the Zyto link because I can do it internationally and remotely. And I send you a link to your phone with the Zyto link. It's a transdermal optical imaging app, and you scan your face for 30 seconds. It's only looking at blood flow for energetic, functional, emotional, and different body systems and lifestyles. It generates a wellness report, not a diagnosis. of biomarkers out of range and products and services that bring it back into range. And I do review it with you. It's quite intensive. It costs $50. And if you move forward with either a product or service, product or program, I'll give you a $25 discount. You reach out to me because it's quite accurate. You can look it up on pubmed.gov, and people find that it's amazing what their body tells them. Also, I have programs, Take Your Body Back, which is a weight release program with mindset, and you'll be using a new version of yourself and an avatar board for your success. All coaching is done on Zoom. The first one's private to you. We go over your health. I give you 2 programs to choose from, give you directions on one, and how to create that avatar board that'll drive you for success. Also, all the coaching afterwards, we be celebrating your wins, and I get you over your health with mindset as well as health tips. You will become a new you. You can watch a previous episode called Holistic Self-Love. Why Fast is an intermittent fasting program that gets your cells and body humming, in turn boosts your metabolism. You can ask me questions regarding that. And also my mindset enhancing coaching I have, as well as health too. There's smaller programs you can use, there's larger programs, and there's custom programs. For a limited time, I'm offering Debbie's coaching chat, which goes into the next slide, where I'm offering a 30-minute consultation where you can learn from me in an intimate group setting. And there's several topics from optimizing your health, releasing weight, harmonizing hormones, creating a winning mindset, and how to create that avatar board. This is at 4 p.m. Pacific and at 7 p.m. Eastern. You do need to be registered for it at debiechangeslives.com/chat, CHTS. And finally, learn more about alternative health, programs, products, and services, promos and events, and upcoming shows by subscribing to my newsletter, which is at debiechangeslives.com/radio TV show. And I give you a 30-day health and mindset daily action journal where you can record your gratitude, thoughts, feelings, emotions, the foods that you ate, the water you drank, the nutritional products you took, and the exercise done on a daily basis. You can even track your measurements. You want to review this on a daily, weekly, monthly basis to see your wins and celebrate them, to work on your gaps. And if you need help getting over your gap, you contact me for coaching. This is a great health and mindset awareness tool. I'm sure that you found this show educational, eye-opening, and enjoyed it. Reach out to me for my programs, products, and services, and reach out to Jane for her offers and services. Do we have some time for Jane to come back? There you go. Is there anything you want to say at the closing remark?
Oh, I just want everyone to feel like they can tap into this inner resource they have, their inner wonder zone, and start to live their life from that place of alignment. And I'm here to help them and their pet to be in that space.
Yes, and I'm here to help people revitalize their health, just like you, just in a different way.
We are a very good team.
Yeah, we are. Okay. Continue to enjoy my radio and TV show, Debbie Changes Lives, at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, where your holistic journey begins.